Greetings and salutations. This is Rick Copple coming at you from Denver, Colorado. Another episode of Not a Lens Screwer Guide channel. And today we are going to do something that Monty Python might say. Something completely different than what we've been doing, which is basically a bunch of reviews. 10 of them all in a row, plus the summary at the end. Yeah, we're finished with that now. Now we're on to our other stuff. So today we're going to look at the AppImages and the Flatpaks and Snaps and advantages of each one. I'm also going to show you some about AppImage programming on it that I did, and we'll take it from there. On the other side of the intro, yay! Today we have something interesting to show you before we get started on our video, and that is I successfully installed Arch Linux with Cinnamon Desktop on my old laptop that I had. And that's what I'm working on probably right now, is my old laptop, one I used to use all the time for recording these things. You're actually recording what you're seeing is done on Arch Linux, Cinnamon. Yeah, so let me show you that real quick. I just want to show it to you real quick so you can verify that yes, I have installed Arch Linux on here. Yeah, so we go here and Neofetch. I don't know if I've installed Neofetch yet. Find out, yeah, I did, or somebody did. Had to be me, huh? Okay, so anyway, yeah, there's Arch Linux. Installed on the command line. Yeah, it kind of went pretty well overall, but I had a little trouble getting Cinnamon Desktop installed and working and that kind of thing. It took me a while to figure it all out. So yeah, actually the Arch install itself went pretty smoothly compared to previous times. One, recognized my computer. This computer was on UE after all, so it popped up with UE. I didn't have any trouble with that like I did last time. I tried to install Arch on my system on this computer. And yeah, so interesting, huh? And got Cinnamon on there, Mutter, Window Manager, and cool, huh? I'm working on my old laptop today. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, you want to see my new laptop that I got that I did my last couple of 2 or 3 reviews on? Hold a second. Here it is. It's a thin laptop. It's a Acer Thin 5 thin, whichever way it goes. I don't remember exactly. Yeah. This one I've got Endeavor on this one. I'm all Archie now, aren't I? Yeah, so yeah, it's got this computer. Nice build. I turn it on for you, but then I'd have to throw this out the door or something. Yeah, so anyway, this is my new laptop that I've been using, and it's pretty cool. It's easy to get into, easier than this one was. But I've already installed a extra memory in this one, as well as a hard drive, an extra hard drive that had extra slots for. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing lately, and that's where we're at. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a little bit about Flatpaks, Snaps, and Arch AppImages. Now, as you know, generally most of your programs you get off of for Linux or from the repositories, and they are easier to get that way, and also they can use dependencies that other programs use at the same time. So Yeah, so it makes it less bulky and convenient that way. And actually, I'd recommend if you can get a package from that you do so. See, I have OBS on here. Right now I'm working on an app image of OBS Studio Plus. Cool, huh? But yeah, usually I would install that, but I wanted to use AppImage for this because I have AppImage installer for you to look at today. Yay! Yeah. So what's the process for AppImages? I mean, what's the difference between AppImages, Snaps, and Flatpaks? Well, AppImages are interesting in that they're just one big, huge file. You download it on your system, you just run it. Pretty simple, huh? And yeah, you just double click on it and run it just like that. So if you have a interesting app that you want to run, you just download it and run it. When you're done with it, delete it, it's gone. Poof. I leave a few files behind and the configs and stuff like that, but yeah. So yeah, the app images are good that way, and I kind of like those. Flatpaks, I've used those before too, and I've used Snaps a few times. Now Snaps, most people have a problem with that. Is it canonical? It creates some Ubuntu, makes some Ubuntu. They have they do these snaps, and they're kind of proprietary part of Ubuntu. And if you want to call it proprietary, I don't know if you can call it proprietary or not. Anyway, yeah, but they're exclusive to Ubuntu. You can get them on most distros that have. I mean, you can install them on most distros that use Ubuntu as well as Debian as well. And I don't know if you can use snaps on Arch. I'd be surprised if you couldn't, but you can use Flatpaks on Arch. I know that much. You use Flatpaks on there, and you use Flatpaks on most distros if you want to. And they're a little bit more spread around and more. But sometimes you have to watch it. Some of the programs, like say Zoom, that you can get on Flatpak version, it doesn't operate as efficiently as you'd want it to. It has problems. So like when I'm going to do Zoom, the best thing I found for that is, unless you have one installer right on your, like I think Arch does in the user repository, if I remember right, they have a Zoom installer. But most of the time what I like to do, get the most up-to-date installer, just go straight to the website, download it, and follow the process they have there for it to open up. Yeah, it's dev files and things like that. If you use Debian, that kind of thing, you use Arch, things process a little more complicated or something like that. But yeah, but I kind of like AppImages for the most part. Not bad. I mean, I like that you can download it and run it just right off the bat. The only disadvantage to them is that they're harder to stick into your menu. Like if you want Flatpak Snaps, you run it, then you go to your menu, it's there. AppImages, you gotta do a little work generally to put them in your menu. Except for, ta-da! Yeah, and let's go to AppImage Hub. That's one place you can get AppImages. Let's go down go down below to our lower screen. Take a check out on that real quick. Here we are, AppImages Hub. And it says, welcome to AppImages Hub. This catalog has 932 AppImages and counting. AppImages are self-contained apps which can simply be downloaded and run on any Linux distribution. Yeah, so this is where I would go to get my AppImage if I were to check on AppImages. Now you can also get AppImages from the developer themselves now. A lot of these AppImages on here aren't by the developers, but by another person. That is. But you can get a lot of AppImages on here. They're good. Now you have AppImage Launcher here, which is kind of like a program that installs it on your menu for you, or can run it, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so if you wanted to install an AppImage on this thing, just go down here, find you one in different version. You've got audio and video and graphics and office and programming, like the games and the system tools. Go here to graphics. You want to find you a good graphics program on here. So they got, okay, any that I recognize? Blender, Photo GIMP. I don't know how that differs from regular GIMP, but Photo GIMP. Well, hopefully it's easier version of GIMP or something. OpenSCAD Simulator. You're not familiar with that one. Yeah. Gravit Designer. LPub 3D. Krita. I've used that before. Matter of fact, that's one of my favorite graphics images editor. This is a Krita AppImage. I usually almost always download that from the repository, so I don't usually mess with AppImages on this. There's regular GIMP and a Libre Sprite. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Click on any of these to find out more information if you wanted to. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to install one of these on my laptop here. I think though I'll go look in games, see what's there. Okay, Duck Station. Navy, I guess how you pronounce that. Then you have Sawboard, Flight Gear, Anti-Macro, X. I've used Flight Gear before. It's kind of difficult to play that. It's a flight simulator basically, more realistic than even. So I always just turn to the left and go off in the wild on that one. I haven't figured out how to run that yet. Anyway. Okay, you have Arcade Manager, Emulator, Open Block, Planes. Line Test. Stack. Explorer. Okay, now. Yeah, I got this Plan Burpee. I don't know much about that one, but I'll check that out. Maybe we'll download that one, huh? See what it's like. Alright, then it shows you information on them. Here's a description, as short as this one is, a delirious spellbinding strategy adventure game. Say, hey, I want this one. The files here. Okay, I'll download it. And you download. And you have to have it as launcher you can download too to put it in your menu. But I did that one time when I had this Linux Mint on this, it wouldn't use it. For some reason it wouldn't install it or wouldn't make use of it. Okay, so we got our app image now. What I've done is have applications under my home directory. That's where I put all my app images. And that will factor into my own launchers. Like I said, I couldn't install it on Linux Mint before when I had Linux Mint on this computer right that you're looking at right here. Yeah, so I have these app images installed on here. And I've got these, I don't remember what this one is about. I'm downloading, I must like it or something, so I downloaded it, check it out. There's Mobius Studio, eCloud, Shotcut, the thing I added all my videos on. Yeah, I finally just got tired of so many distros don't have the repositories. I just decided to copy this over all the time. And Thorum's knee reader, which I downloaded from AppImages.com, to test on this thing. Anyway, I will download Planet and put it in there. Yay. Well, that's downloading. What you want to do on this is also, you want to go up here to this side of the your image up here. You want to right click on it and say save image as. Then you want to put those in the icon applications. Icons is the one over there. Okay, and then you want to name it whatever you're going to call it. So now you can figure out what name. Planet Burpee is the name. Now what you want to do here is, because Planet Burpee has space in it, you want to remove space and just put Planet. You want to click over here and put Planet. Fluffy, just like that, PNG, and then save it in this icon file. It's right under the applications menu. There. Now what that does is that it'll allow you to use that as your icon on your game when you put it in games. Alrighty. See where we're at here. How far is the download? Looks like it's finished downloading everything. AppImages completed. So now what you could do is you could go here, you could click on it and run it right as it is. Just go down. Oh yeah, you got something else you gotta do though before you do that. As you gotta activate, you gotta set the you gotta make this program actually a program by activating it. So I can show you. You can do that from here too. Also, my program will automatically do that when you set to menu. You go here, go properties, permissions, allow executing files program. Boom, like that. Then close. Now if you click on it, you get this, Planet Burpee. I quit this for the time being. Okay, I'm good with that. Bye bye. So anyway, but how do you get this in the menu? Well, you have to actually construct a desktop entry for it. And well, how do you do that? Well, you need to download this app launcher they have over here. I got a simpler way to do it, which hopefully will work. And also it has the advantage of being able to be stuck into the Nemo, if you use Cinnamon, Nemo context menu. Yeah. So we'll go over to that and check it out. Let me see what I'm talking about. Right now, of course, it's not in the menu. As I go down there, you wouldn't find any games at all. Now we're going to go over to our terminal over here. We are in the launch app dash app and image install. This is my own little setup here, my own program for it. Now what you're looking at here is launch dash app image install. It launches the program from the context menu, because in the context menu the actual program that I have has read functions, and in other words you have user input and stuff, so you have to have it in an open terminal like this so that you can see what you're doing. Otherwise you couldn't enter anything in if it just does it. And that's what happens when you try to do it from the thing. So what this does is this is what you put in your script file of your it's what you do to have Nemo insert this in your context menu. So it'll activate the actual terminal. It'll pop up and allow you to input data into it. Okay. So yeah, so if it checks, first it checks this, it puts in the app installer. It's where you set where your app image is going to be. It's already set to bin, home bin, app image install. Yeah, because that's where this installer is going to put them, in your bin installer that I have for this program anyway. And then if once it's there, it will do this here where it checks what the default GNOME terminal is and puts in the df term variable. Then if the df term equals GNOME terminal, then it'll launch the GNOME terminal. Now the reason is because this right here. GNOME terminal no longer is going to use the E or -X option there. It's going to use the 2 dashes. Now why, I have no idea. I don't know. 6 way have the other than me, but yeah, that's what they did. Make it more complicated, I guess, for people to figure out. So anyway, else I know this will launch it. Else it goes over here and launches this version of it, which is, it puts app installer, which is all this up here in that spot. And I know this launches Alacrity. You may have to come in and edit this and change it for console or external ones. But everything else would be the same. But external emulator probably will launch most other ones. Yeah, so you may have to adjust this file if it doesn't launch right. But if you're in Nemo, chances are you're going to be using anything other than GNOME terminal or Alacrity or something like that is probably slim to none. So unless you intentionally install something totally different on here, in which case you can figure this part out yourself, do a little research, edit this file, bing, there you go. So yeah, so anyway, that's that. Now we're going to nano into app image install. This is the actual program here. The app image file must be in the application directory in the user's home directory. The reason for this is there's the ability that the launcher in Nemo's context menu will only give us the file name, not the path. In other words, you right click on the file in the launcher, I'll show you that in a minute. Came up in there and it didn't put the path in for it, so I have to actually assume the path is going to be in applications. I have to assume the icons are going to be in a subfolder under application menu called icons, and it's a PNG like I showed you file. It has to be a PNG file, and it's got the name that you're going to give it minus any spaces, and it should be. So in other words, it says if the name of the program you enter is OBS Studio, then you'll need to create an icon name of OBS Studio without any spaces.png. Place it in the home applications icons directory, which is what we did for our new program. Planet Barbie. I hope I spell it right. I remember how to spell it. Anyway, yeah, so then it comes down. And it gets a file name, base file name, and extension for it right there. FN gives a whole file name. Then it extracts the extension there. And it tells where the build with full path app name is going to be. Home applications, FN. That's where the whole file should be. And it selects based on the extension. Now it goes selects make sure you have an app image. Otherwise, what's the point, right? And then begin process file. It gets the app name that you're going to give it. So while uses a while loop here to ensure that there is something in that you name it something, anything, even if it's one letter. You're going to have that as your name of your program. So you want to give it some, a little bit more descriptive than just one letter, obviously, but yeah. So whatever you enter in is what you get, okay? So, but then here's the part where modified app name, app name, is going to be app name with no spaces in it. Boom, boom, removes all spaces so that you don't have complications with what follows. Otherwise, it'll break if you have a space in there. So then we're going to have DT, that's desktop app name, and you have the mapp name dot desktop. And that variable in DT app is full path to the desktop. So it's going to go in user, share, applications, and then map name dot desktop. That's where it goes. And then enter the optional comment. Optional comment is optional, obviously, but yeah. So anyway, whatever you enter there is what's going to show up in your little comment section down in the bottom of your screen. Let's see here. Okay. So like there, allow testing video for Linux devices. Let's see. Here's the one I entered in. This is actually an app image right there. A really big screen recorder, I call it. Just to be silly, but yeah. OBS Studio Plus is what that one's called. Alright. So that's where the comment goes, optional comment. Now you enter the category of the app and what you wish and change it to system. Now the interesting thing is all these things out here. Administration, sound and video programming, office, on internet, graphics. Some of them, like I think graphics is standard. It translates to graphics. Other thing like accessories, it's actually in the system, if you were looking at things, or this is utilities. Administration, I think, is something different anyway. So I had to go through here, and because people are just not going to know that information, so they're going to put in whatever's in here, right? Sound and video, programming, office, blah, 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 blah. So what I got here is case, app category, and accessories. Accessories that spells all different ways it's likely to be spelled. The caps, all lowercase, or only first letter capitalized. And then the app category is then going to be changed to utility, which will put it in the accessories menu. Internet's network. Programming's development. Sound video is audio video. Yeah. Not sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's something about the ampersand and stuff in the spaces there that I really was just screwy, so that's the only one that's different is you gotta put in sound and video. Yeah, up here. Right here. Change app category to change substituted space for the ampersand and took out spaces in it. So all the spaces and the ampersands are out of these things. That's why it says sound video, because that's what it actually gets changed to once it gets modified. Because I was having trouble with that. So anyway, sound and video, audio video, administration is system. And I kind of went a little bit admin here, because some people might abbreviate that to admin. You can do that here and get away with it, and we'll go put system. Preferences, settings is what it's called in there. Now if it doesn't equal any of those, it will just go through as app category, whatever you put in. And if you put in nothing, it'll locate it to other. So once that's all done, it will create the icon path, and that name says default if file is not there. So I have a default app.png in there. You might have noticed if you remember looking at it. I didn't point it out, but yeah, it was there. And so anyway, it establishes if it's default, if there's nothing, not any icon path there, we'll set the icon path based on the map name.png. If it's not there, then it'll go to default, set the icon path default. So now it's ready to install the app into the menu. What it does is it creates an app path DT. First, it takes the app path itself, the actual app path, the app that you got in there, and it activates it for what block we do when we went and clicked in properties and in the menu and in the file manager, emo file manager, and activated by clicking this run program as run as program or something like that. What it said. That's the same thing except a command line version of it. chmod +x app path, which is the application. It makes it executable. So then I put in what equals the question mark, variable question mark, which is the error code. If this runs successfully, it should be 0. So it'll add there and it'll equal 0. Since I have these all down here. What that does is it keeps a running total of if any of these entries here that I got here have problems or have an error occurs, it'll throw 1 or 2 or 3 into it. And that will build up. So if anything, if it doesn't show 0 at the end of this, the what is different from 0, then it will have an error code on it later on. So you'll know that there's an error installing. You probably know that anyway, but yeah. This is the error check on here. So then it echoes desktop entry and puts it into DT app name, desktop app name. And does the same for type application, the name of the application that you gave it, the comment, the application, the icon path application, the exec of the application, app path, and the category, the app name. Yeah, the cap category. Once that category is done, then a little sudo move DT app name to DT app. Now it has to be sudo since this is going to a user on your root directory, and it's going to root file. So I change it to root. After that move, that says root owns it. Then not you personally, but the root does. And then if the what equals is greater than 0, then it says there was an error in installing if into your menu. Look out, and it exits. Else says your menu items, the app name has been successfully installed under the app category. That'll be, and then if you come down here, if this is the other, we have AppImages up here. Case the extension of the program is the name of the file is different than AppImage. This is everything else that it could be. The extension could be from 0 to nothing. Now if the amount of if 1, the first variable in your command line, is nothing, or it's -h or --help, then it'll run this following echo thing. Else, it'll tell you that it's not an appropriate entry. Try again, and then it will exit out of this installation file. So, how does this work in real life? Let's find out. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, I forgot I haven't set the close window commands to that yet. I thought I did, but I don't know if I did or not. Anyway, let's go down up here and bring this down. Doink. So we got AppImage. Oh, that's AppImage install. That's what I got here. So applications. Now, there's our Planet Burpee right there. AppImage. You just downloaded it. You want to put it in our menu. You show you there's nothing there right now. Whoops. Graphics. Okay, there's not even a game section through here. This will verify that we can actually install games in here, huh? So open, and we gotta see this, the scripts. I've already put it in there. Launch AppImage install right there. This next menu, it should launch. Yay, it did. See, it actually launched the launcher, which launched this window. This was the name of the app. Well, guess what? The app is called Planet Blurpy. I don't remember now exactly what it's called. B-L-U-P-I. B-L-U-P-I. I'll spell it since we had for it to link the icon up, you have to spell this correctly too. Otherwise, you have problems. Planet Blurpy. He was in our comment. A game of skill and luck. I want to say just for fun. Luck. Strategy is on there, but I'm going to call a game of skill and luck. Okay, what category you want to place in? Yeah, I don't know if it's different there, but I'm going to call it game. They either throw another or it'll put it in games. We'll want to create the game category and put it there, or it'll throw it another. It's one of the two. I'm going to go with game, see what happens. Okay. That's all the app in the menu. Password, super password. I get put my passwords. It's going to move it over to there. As your menu item Planet Burpee has been successfully installed under the other applications category. See, it's all on the other there. So, yeah. So if you're the other, it should be there. Planet Burpee. Click on it, and it starts up. Just like the game did before. Hooray! So anyway, there you go. That's how that works. Okay, we're back for a chat now. And we're going to talk about this thing a little bit because I accidentally cut off the video abruptly there. But apologize for that. It's because I had the same key binding set up on OBS that was set up on, well, I didn't set up, it was set up on Nano. So yeah, so when I pressed Control R, I turned off the recording. Oh well, here we are back several days later because I was earliest I get back to it. So I apologize for that. If you need an apology, there you go. Anyway, yeah, so that's the AppImage launcher and the AppImage installer, and I hope I get you some use out of that. Now the link is in the description. Download it. Try to get the app launcher app installer updated so that it includes games in there, since I figure out the right combination of words that is supposed to be there for it. So anyway, until next time, subscribe or like if you care to do so, and appreciate it. And I thank you for your viewing this video, and we'll look for you in the next one. Till then, may the Linux Force be with you. Bye.